Welcome to VAExpert.guru. My name is Chris Stewart and I am a VA home loan specialist. There are two sides of credit. One is credit building, which is working on improving your credit over time and into the future. The other side is credit repair, and credit repair deals with fixing things that may have happened in your past. Most people at some point in their lives go through a period of time where their credit suffers to one degree or another because of financial troubles that happen for various reasons. Or sometimes people's credit suffers by no fault of their own because something is reported incorrectly on their credit report, or maybe even they were a victim of identity theft. The purpose of this video is to help you understand how to address negative information on your credit. We call negative information on your credit derogatory credit. And derogatory credit is something like a late payment on a line of credit that was over 30 days, or derogatory credit could be an account that went into collections. And there's other types of derogatory credit as well. There are certain ways to handle these blemishes on your credit, but the action needed will vary on each situation. So let's talk about hiring a credit repair professional. And really the first question you need to ask yourself is, do you need to hire a credit repair professional, or can you do these credit repairs yourself? In most cases, you can handle repairing your credit yourself. However, you may need to hire a professional if you have a lot of derogatory credit or a complicated situation with your credit report. There are 3 credit repair companies that I would suggest if you feel like your situation is beyond your ability to fix and you're willing to pay a professional to tackle your credit problems. However, with any service you pay for, make sure you're getting a return on your investment, make sure you're getting results, and your credit is improving. The companies that I suggest are Lexington Law, Credit RX America, and Davis Future Planning LLC. Now, Davis Future Planning does actually quite a bit more than just credit repair. They help you with budgeting and other financial planning and getting your financial future in order. There are links to these companies listed on the service tab of the VAExpert.guru website. And the rest of our discussion from here forward will really assume you are doing your own credit repair. But if you feel like you need to pay somebody, if you feel like your credit situation is beyond your abilities, contact one of these companies, at least have a conversation with them, find out what they're all about and what they charge, and see if they can help you. But from here on out, we're going to assume that you're doing your credit repair yourself. All right, let's assume that you have some kind of derogatory credit on your credit report, and you may be able to dispute derogatory credit that you believe is incorrect and should not be on your credit report. However, you need to know that you must have documented proof that the information on your credit report is incorrect. And you also need to know that the burden of proof is on you. Some of the best possible documentation you can use to back up any dispute is a clear check showing the date and the amount that you paid, and the check's also stamped on the back showing that it actually cleared your account. But in conjunction with a clear check, you can use a bank statement showing the date and the amount of the payment and where it cleared your account as well. Also, a receipt showing you made the payment and when is helpful as well. You might also have a settlement letter from the company who is reporting that you still owe them money, but the letter you have from them states that the debt has been settled. Let me just say that disputing any derogatory credit without proof is a waste of time in most cases. There are exceptions to every rule, but do not dispute if you do not have proof. All right, so let's talk about how to make a dispute. Filing a dispute on incorrect information reported on your credit is not difficult. The first step is to write down or type up what you are disputing and why. Keep your explanation for the dispute concise and to the point. It helps if you have a copy of your credit report and highlight the item on your credit report that you are disputing. You will also need the supporting document that we just talked about that backs up your reason for the dispute. And what you want to do is you want to go to the reporting agency's website. So the three major credit bureaus are Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. The links to these websites are also listed under the Services tab on the vaexpert.guru website. You can go there, you can click on the link, and it'll take you straight to Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. And once you have everything ready, you have your explanation of why you're disputing, and you have your supporting documentation for that, visit the website for each bureau and follow their dispute procedure. You will usually find the dispute option under support or help on the website, and once you're there, just follow the instruction each website provides. So we've covered disputing something that you don't agree with that's on your credit, but let's say you have a collection on your credit and you need to settle it. So let's talk about settling collections, and sometimes these accounts go into collections for various reasons, and sometimes the best thing to do is just pick up the phone and contact the company that's trying to collect on the debt. And what you want to do is you want to have a conversation with them. You want to try to negotiate to get that payment down so that you don't have to pay as much as they're reporting on your credit report. And once you and the company come to an agreement, you go ahead and pay the collection. But there are some very important do's and don'ts when it comes to settling collections. And first and most important, never settle a debt with cash or money order. It's just too hard to document that. In fact, it's impossible to document when you pay anything by cash because there's no paper trail there. You want to make the payment with your debit card or write a check or have a cashier's or teller check cut by your bank or do some sort of electronic transfer of funds that you can document that the payment was made through your bank. Also, once you make that payment to the collection company, you want to ask for a settlement letter from the debt collector showing the debt has been settled, and keep this letter just in case the collection, for whatever reason, is not removed from your credit report or it resurfaces somehow somewhere else on your credit. You have proof that you've settled that collection. You also want to focus on accounts that have been active within the past 24 months. You want to look at the last active date on your credit report or when it was put on your credit report, and if that is within the last 24 months, those are the ones you want to focus on. And you also want to avoid settling old collection accounts. These are collection accounts that are over 24 months old or have not been reported or have not been active for over 24 months. And the reason why is settling old collections have the potential to actually make your credit score go down because you're taking an old collection and making that collection new again, but now with a zero balance. This is because even though the new balance is zero, the last active date of the collection is now new again on your credit report. Okay, let's continue on do's and don'ts for settling collections. And I want to tell you, contact the company that is actually reporting the collection and not the company that the collection is from. The collection companies sell and resell collections, and sometimes a company that you did business with and you went into collections, they sold that debt to a different company. Well, you want to settle the debt with the company that is reporting that debt or that collection on your credit, not the company that the account was originally with. So here's an example that I have of something, a real life collection on a credit report. And let's just say that you have a collection with Diversified Consultant. And Diversified is trying to collect on a debt that you owe from an account you used to have with the cable company. And in this case, the cable company is Charter Communications. So settling the debt with Charter will not reflect on your credit report because it's Diversified who reported the collection to the credit bureau. Only the company reporting the collection has the power to report that the account has been settled. So let's say we have a situation with an older collection. It's been on our credit for over 24 months, but we're in a situation where we have to settle it, and this is one of those exceptions to the rule that we're gonna settle an older collection. And the one thing you need to remember about settling older collections is that most of the time you can settle them for much less than what the collection company is reporting on your credit. And what you want to do is you want to actually lowball an offer to settle that debt. And what I mean by that is offer to settle the debt for about 20 or 30% of what they're asking or what they're reporting on your credit. So a good example would be if the collection company is trying to collect, let's say $1,000, and you know this collection is very old, offer them $200 to settle the debt. And probably they're not going to accept that. They're going to say no. But most of the time you can negotiate the debt down to well below what they're reporting, especially if it's an older debt. And you also need to know that you have what they want. You are in control. You have money, and that's what they want. That's what their job is to get money out of you. So remember, you are in the driver's seat, and you have what they want. And if they're not willing to negotiate with you, be willing to end the conversation and walk away from the negotiation, because sometimes one of the best ways to get them to settle for less is just to walk away from the table. You can always call them back later, and who knows, they might even call you back and offer to settle for less. Whatever you do, do not tell the collection company that you're trying to use your credit to buy a home. You want to contact them and just tell them that you want to collect the debt, and that's it. Don't offer too much information. As soon as they know you need to use your credit, then the game's over. They know they have you, and they will not budge on the amount that you owe. So don't give them too much information. And finally, when you're talking to somebody that works for a collection company, either on the phone or in person, act professional and be polite, but be firm with them. And never, ever, ever be confrontational or angry with them. Remember, the person on the other end of the phone or in front of you is just like you and me, and they're just trying to do their job. Also, remember that your goal is to come to the best possible outcome in your favor. So being ugly or belligerent with them is not going to help your situation. And I guess the last thing I'd like to leave you with is don't sit there and tell the person in front of you or on the phone your entire life story. Keep the conversation short and sweet and to the point. The person listening to you ramble on about your life story does not care, and none of that extra information is going to help you. So just keep it to the topic at hand. Let's talk about late payments. If you have a late payment over 30 days on your credit, there's not much you can do about it except let time go by to put more distance on your credit report from the date the late payment was reported. And you need to know that ideally lenders want to see at least 12 months of on-time payments on every line of credit that's being reported on your credit report. However, you can dispute a late payment if you have documentable proof that you paid that bill on time or you paid that payment on time. But remember, again, the burden of proof is on you, and disputing a late payment just to dispute it is a waste of everyone's time. So do not dispute if you do not have proof. I hope the information in this video about credit repair has been helpful to you. But if you think your credit is in good shape and you're ready to get started on your VA home loan, please visit me at vaexpert.guru and click on the Apply Now button. Or you can send me an email at chris@vaexpert.guru if you have more questions. And if you found this information helpful, please share vaexpert.guru with your friends and family, and especially other veterans.